Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host, and with me this evening only is
Dylan.
Hi, buddy. How are you? Not only. I mean, only in person.
Physically here.
Only in person. And however, you guys see by the title of the episode that we have our Iron Maiden buddy here, Mr. Aaron Martel. How are you, my friend?
Howdy dowdy, fellas. Doing good.
Howdy dowdy. I knew you were going to say that. Because I said that to Aaron because I was thinking hello and something else, and then Howdy Dowdy kind of came out there. So this is the Howdy Dowdy podcast, and welcome. And we're going to talk about puppets and shit. No, we're not.
Right this way, Mr. Dowdy.
Yeah. Captain. Oh, no, that's Captain Howdy on
yeah, that's
the
House of
Twisted
Thousand
Sister.
Well, oh yeah, never mind. Sorry.
What?
I was thinking House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah,
but...
it's Captain Howdy, right? Stay away from Captain. Yeah, Captain Howdy.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking of Captain
I was in The
Spaulding.
Exorcist too.
Oh, really?
If I remember right.
Captain
yeah,
Spaulding.
the girl says Captain Howdy.
I think that's where I think Twisted Sister got it from The Exorcist.
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking of Captain Spaulding.
Oh,
from
Captain
House
Spaulding
of,
from
House of a Thousand Corpses and
Oh, yeah.
Devil's
The
Rejects.
The clown.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects. Yeah, talk about fucking insane movies. And then he went totally different doing the Munsters, but that's a whole other fucking podcast. And it's insane. Just like you may hear some traffic sounds in the background. It's literally been quiet in our neighborhood, literally until we dialed Aaron up, and our neighbors were rubbing the fucking cars down the street, and every dog in the fucking Tri-County area was barking at the same time. And then everyone with a loud exhaust system has been driving up the street in the last fucking 5 minutes. So.
That's the bane of my existence on my podcast, man. Traffic going by and dogs barking and all that stuff.
It's crazy. Like, literally,
Yeah.
it could be quiet
Yeah.
all goddamn day, and then as soon as you're getting ready to record, the whole fucking neighborhood, like, I don't know if they just wake up then or what. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, Aaron, welcome back. Aaron, as you guys know, is the host of the Ridiculous Rock Record Review podcast. And how are you and the crew doing up there?
We're doing well. Chugging right along. Reviewing our record every week, and you know we're still having a good time with it. I'm still enjoying it. So you know we are approaching 250 episodes. I know you guys are ahead of us, but it's going good. So I guess for a sneak preview of anybody who listens to our show, we've got for artists we've got Rammstein.
All right.
We've got Soundgarden. We've got the band and Exodus. Those
Cool.
are the artists we got coming up.
Are you going to have an interpreter come on for Rammstein?
Oh, we already recorded it. It's hilarious. That comes out this week, actually.
Oh, that's your October one, right? You always do a German band for
Yep.
Oktoberfest. That's right. I forgot about that.
What a cool idea.
That is a cool idea. I like it. I like it a lot. And Dylan, how are you? What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. I've been doing a lot of like D&D sessions with people, so that's been kind of fun. Getting like people from like England and stuff like that. In my writing group, it's been quite an experience.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what's new with me.
yeah, and I've been running crazy here, going to baseball games with my wife. We actually today we're recording. It's October 6, 2022, by the way, and we were at Citi Field in Queens, New York, yesterday, watching the last regular season game of the Mets. They played the Washington Nationals. We had a great time. My sister went with us, and of course it was a 4:00 game, and it fucking rained, and a 2-hour delay in it, so we didn't get home till midnight when we should have been home like at 10 o'clock. But that's okay, because my niece is a trainer in the Mets organization, and she got called up for the rest of the season, so we went up to see her, and it was cool. She hooked us up. We were on the field and stuff, and so it was neat.
Midnight's
Nice.
better than the last time we were at Citi Field. Where
Yeah,
we were
that's-
home at like 5 in the morning.
That's true. That's true. It was only a 3-hour drive home from Citi Field instead of a 5.5-hour drive home from Citi Field, but which was freaking crazy. But yeah, been busy doing that. Going to some baseball games. The playoffs are starting soon. Actually tomorrow. So our baseball realm for the 2022 has wrapped up, because that was the last one we went to. So other than that, Aaron, you got any concerts coming up? What do you got going? You got Maiden coming up?
I do. On the 17th in Worcester. Well, I'm in Massachusetts, so
Right.
Worcester, Mass. They're playing there, so very much looking forward to that. Me and my concert buddy, my son, we're going to be heading out there and checking them out.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we are going on the 21st to Newark. That's going to be a crazy week, because on the Wednesday we're going to see Judas Priest and Queensryche and in Wilkes-Barre, and then on the 20th, Accept is playing at Penn's Peak, and then we're going to see Maiden on the 21st, and then the very next Wednesday I leave for the Kiss Crew. So
Wow.
it's gonna be crazy out there. We're looking forward to it. We got a lot of cool shows coming up. And you mentioned something, Aaron, before about a Maiden announcement that I didn't know about. So by the time you guys hear this, it'll be out for probably a week or two, but I haven't heard anything. What do you got?
So I guess they put it up. Thomas, my son, contacted me, said, "Hey, did you hear the announcement?" I don't know. And I looked out on Facebook, and Maiden made the announcement about their 2023 tour, which they are calling Future Past. And I guess what it's going to be based around is they're going to play a good selection of Senjutsu songs, the new album. They're going to add a couple, because I think they're playing 3 now on the current tour. They're going to add a couple more, and they're going to fill it in with a lot of songs off Somewhere in Time.
Get out.
Which I'm very excited about. That's one of my favorite Maiden records.
Shit.
So, and they even said something about like songs we've never played. I'm wondering, are they gonna finally wheel out Alexander the Great? I don't know.
I think we'll get it. I think we will get it. And if we get Sea of Madness, my mind will fucking explode.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and it sucks because we always get screwed on Maiden tickets. We can never get floor seats. We can never get pit seats or floor seats. And actually, the last time we did, we saw them. It was I don't even know which one. One of the hits tours down in Camden, New Jersey. We saw them.
Well, it was Legacy of the Beast, right? It was this tour, except it was a couple of years ago because of COVID. They didn't tour it, right?
No, it was before that. It was like maybe the one before that. It was
all right.
It was the tour before Book of Souls, because Book of Souls wasn't even out.
That was. Oh shoot! Made in England, was that one?
Maybe.
I'm trying the one where it was like Seventh Son was the big. They played all the Seventh Son songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that one. It was like 103 degrees we were there. It was fucking crazy. Sucked. But that's awesome. I mean, I absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure of your feelings if you got into the new album a little more, but.
Oh yeah. No, I really love it now.
Good.
It really grew on me. When I first heard it, I was kind of like, I don't know, but a lot of Maiden albums do that for me. That I just stick with it. You listen to it, and then now, no, I'm a big fan of Senjutsu now.
Yeah, and I think also, I was thinking about it the other day, that when you listen to an album, you don't get into it right away, and then it grows on you. I think they're the ones that last for you longer, personally.
Yeah, they hang around.
Yeah,
yep.
they really do. I love Senjutsu, and actually that's one that right off the bat, I loved. And Somewhere in Time, my feelings on that. Go back and listen to Ridiculous Rock Record Review episode, insert number, whatever one we did.
Yep.
And it was me, you. Actually, it was Thomas's podcasting debut
on the podcast. It's actually his one and only time on the podcast.
Oh, really? Awesome. Well, we'll have to get him back for No Prayer.
We should.
And then your sister Shannon was on as well.
Yeah.
We had an awesome time. It was great. And so, So my two of my top albums, Senjutsu, I think, and that's one I've been going back to religiously when I'm like, with all the new albums that I got in the mail in the last couple months that I haven't opened, I'll still grab Senjutsu and like throw it on. So, what do you think about that, Dylan?
I think it's cool. It's kind of interesting because you might see kind of a similar idea that I had with my set list.
Oh, really?
So that's funny that kind of happenstance happened. I didn't see the news either. But maybe they'll play Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner.
Yeah. Do it.
I hope not. That would not be good.
I would love that.
I would. Although I did say when we did that, it did grow on me a little more than I was liking it at the beginning. So
I would love to hear Bruce do a version of Como Estáis, Amigos.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
I think I'm the only
grief.
person that unironically likes that song.
On planet Earth.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, in the whole world. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they already announced European dates for that tour, for the 2023 tour, and they're in the summer. So I'm wondering if they're going to come around in the fall or of next year, or in the maybe even in the early 2024.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't know.
I did see. I got the email, right, and I saw that. I'm like, oh, more European dates, and I'm like, and I just kind of didn't even read it because I saw European dates, and I'm like, well, like they were like freaking just there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the new tour. They're not doing an official Senjutsu tour because they said we're playing 3 songs off them now anyway. So that's why they're combining it with a Somewhere in Time, legacy show, I guess. So I'm excited.
I am too, but like the thing that I'm not really. I mean, maybe once I see it, it'll be like, oh, cool. They're doing like the Senjutsu stuff like right at the beginning of the set.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what. The song Senjutsu is really super going to have to blow me away live for me to think it's a good opening song.
Give everybody enough time to walk in from the parking lot, get all that out of the way, and then
Yeah.
Shoot, I love that song, man. It's my favorite song on that album.
Oh, really? I like it.
It really is.
It's probably right now my least favorite song on the album, but I like it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I like it when Maiden does these like, oh, come on, dogs. Like these Middle Eastern sounding kind of things, like, geez, here we go. We're going to draw a blank, right?
Like
things
the
like
Alchemist.
the Nomad and
Like the Alchemist.
Whenever they work in like that Middle Eastern, like exotic vibe, I usually like it when they do that. And Senjutsu has that like weird, that weird Asian kind of influence in the music.
Yeah, I do like that. They do get that tossed in there a lot. I think it's cool, and especially the more epic songs too, because they kind of stretch it out a little bit. So very cool. All right, so and actually, new Queensryche album comes out tomorrow, which will be October 7th. And a miracle actually happened today. I received my CD copy today, one day before release, which I don't know if that's happened with anything in the last 5 years for me. And
Whoa.
I got the deluxe CD one with the box. It has the Digipack CD in there. It's got the lyric sheet and everything in there. It has a little poster, and it has a Queensryche pin, like with the logo is like with the Tri-Ryche is the DNA. There's a pin of that, and there's also a set of like concert earplugs, like not not like the foam things, like ones that you put in your ears and it doesn't mess with the sound, but it dampens it so you don't get your ears damaged. So, and I got to listen to it all the way through once, but I was really fucking jamming to it. And then my wife came home, crap. So I had to turn it down. Then she went upstairs to do some work, so then I had to turn it down even more. So I didn't get to give it a good good scope. So I'll have to wait till it probably comes when I get it on the streaming tomorrow, and I will give it a good headphone check. Probably I'm like an idiot. I'll probably get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to listen to it all the way through before I go to work. But are you a Queensryche guy at all, Aaron?
I am, although there's a disclaimer. I love the band from the beginning, from the EP through Here in the Now Frontier. When Chris DeGarmo left the band, I kind of dropped off. But I hear good things, especially I guess with the new era, right? With Todd LaTorre, I guess he's tearing it up. And I haven't listened to any of those albums yet. But you have started that Queensryche podcast, and I've listened to that, and so I'm probably going to be I'm going to check out the newer stuff. There was that stuff in the middle that I heard a couple of things, like I heard part of Operation Mindcrime 2, and I went and I heard some of Tribe, and I went and Q2K. I just those albums. I honestly, I didn't give them a real listen, but I was just this is not doing it for me. But I love the band from the beginning. When Chris DeGarmo was in Queensryche, I love that band.
Yeah, I equate him to Adrian Smith. When I was more upset when Adrian Smith left Iron Maiden than when Bruce Dickinson left Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
and I feel similar with Christy Garmo. I mean, the songs did drop off, but I think there was some drop off too as well with Here and the Now Frontier, because he co-wrote I think every song except for 2 on that, and there's like 15 songs on it. But we will definitely get into that on the I Remember Now podcast that like Aaron mentioned we had started, but and there are some duds within that period after Chris left until Jeff Tate left. There are some. I mean, there's some really, really good stuff in there, but it's you got to kind of pick them out. But the stuff Tyler Torrey is Tyler Torrey's been in the band for 10 years already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I really think that he has earned his spot there, and he has the voice for it, but he's not a clone of Jeff Tate. But he has the Queensryche spirit in what he does, what he brings to the band, and I really like that about him. Last week we did, and actually, Aaron, you'll be hearing this tomorrow if you check out us when we come out. We were over at Jen's at Lucky's, and we were supposed to do a ballad draft from the 2 ballad episodes that we did way back when. And this was like I had this planned since August 4th, I think the date was, because Sonny had the date. And I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like doing that ballad draft because I just wasn't in the mood to go back and listen to all the songs again and write them down and see what was what. So I'm like, let's just surprise them. So we did a trivia episode. So it's you guys will have already heard it, but Aaron, I think you'll enjoy it tomorrow. So I won't spoil it for you who won. But
right.
It was a blast. What'd you think, Don?
Yeah, once I got over my anger at the switcheroo on me, I thought it was a good time. You guys came up with some very asinine questions, which of course
not you guys.
Of course
it was just Sonny.
That's Sonny's bread and butter. He knows how to pick like the most obscure things to ask somebody. And you could be the biggest fan in the world and have no idea.
You're not gonna get him.
On Spotify, November 12th, 2021.
Yeah.
What was the number of streamed? And I'm like, I don't know. But it was fun. It was a good time.
It was fun. And Aaron, you had to see, because I had them totally faked out right until the second that it was revealed. Because like I told them all, I said I was going to bring all the materials and everything. So I have a bag that I put the speakers in and the microphone, and we take it over. And I'm like, BC, go get the stuff out of the bag over there. He's like, okay. So he's looking through the bag. He's like, there's nothing in here. I'm like, are you kidding me? I left the shit home. Dylan was so like genuinely pissed off. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? He was so pissed. And then I'm like, Sonny, you know what? Fuck it. I don't feel like doing that. What do you got for us? And it worked fucking perfectly. But it was fun. It was really fun. So I faked those guys out. We always have a good time at Jen's. So and thanks Jen and John for having us over again. It was always fun doing that. So before we get going here, Aaron, what have you been listening to? Come on, and you got to tell me something besides what you got coming up on the show. You have to do some leisure listening.
I do. Actually, I have 2 of them. And besides what I've been listening to prepare for the podcast.
Awesome.
The new Megadeth. What was it called?
The Sick, the Dead, and the Dying.
Yes. I like that a lot. And the one that just shocked the shit out of me is how much I'm really digging the new Ozzy Osbourne. I did not see that coming. I didn't really think that was, because I wasn't. I know that you were a fan of Ordinary Man. That really didn't do much for me. But the Patient Number 9, really strong record, especially for a late period Ozzy Osbourne album, is really strong. I enjoy it.
All right, cool. Dylan, how about you?
I was listening to a little Dream Theater mix the past couple days. I saw one of my recommended videos was them playing Dance of Eternity live, which is a really cool instrumental song that they do off of, I believe, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. But just listening to a bunch of different songs from them, not any specific album, but just a good mixing. Dream Theater, yeah.
Okay, cool. And for me, and Aaron, I'm right with you on the Ozzy album. I think it's fantastic. I love it. And I don't know what it is. I cannot get through. I still have not listened to the entire Megadeth album.
Wow.
I don't know. I love what I hear, but I don't know if I just am losing interest halfway through. I don't know. But I have to really sit down and give myself some time to say, you're going to listen to this album like right now. So sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and listen to it. But I have, and actually, the day after the new Dead Daisies album came out, Radiance, it came in the mail, which is cool. I like it. Of course, anything with Glenn Hughes is involved in, I freaking love. And actually, there was an article that I saw on, I don't know, Blabbermouth or one of those things the other day, that next year they're going to record a new Black Country Communion album. So I am like, I saw that and I was like, ooh, baby, I'm pumped up already. New Slipknot I gave a listen to. Not bad, not bad. First song is like a Stone Sour song. I don't know what they were going for there. It doesn't sound like Slipknot at all.
Yeah.
New Monster Truck album is friggin' fantastic. And I finally spun some vinyl last week. The first I probably had since, I don't know, maybe May, late May, early June. And I went through my stuff and I was astonished at myself of how many albums I have that I have not even opened yet. So I was able to go through some and open some up and give them to them. Still rocking out to the Thunder Mother album too. Fucking love that album. And so that's what we got going. Dylan's got some Dream Theater. Aaron's got some new Megadeth, The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead. And new Ozzy, Patient Number 9. And some Dead Daisies, some Slipknot, Monster Truck for myself, and Thunder Mother. I gotta throw them in there too. They're freaking awesome. Check out some new albums. Just because it's not, like I said before, just because it's not like Randy Rhoads on an album doesn't mean it's not going to be any good. The new Ozzy album is freaking fantastic. And so I wanted to do this. We've done a couple of these before, a couple of different bands. So I wanted to do what we would think that the ultimate Iron Maiden concert experience would be. Like, what would you want to see Maiden do if you could be Rod Smallwood for a show or a tour or something different or whatever? What would you want Maiden to do, you as a fan? You get to be in charge for, like I said, a tour, a show, or whatever. You get to pick what they do, and they're your bitches. They have to fucking do it. So, and while we were yakking here, we did our random thing. We didn't pick out of a hat, but we did pick them, and I ended up coming up first. Dylan picked it out. So here's what I got. This is, I was inspired, Dylan. I was inspired by the Kiss Cruise. So,
are they playing She's So European?
Maybe one of the other bands will. So, there's going to be 3 Iron Maiden cruises. So here's how it's going to work. There's going to be a fan lottery, since there's going to be such a demand for it. But there's going to be 3 different ones. So there's going to be a North American one. There's going to be, and that includes like Northern Hemisphere one, we'll call it. It could be North America or South America, because there's a lot of insane Maiden fans there. And so, and then the other one's going to be European, and like African ones, like South Africa, like countries that like have rock concerts and shit could be involved as well. And an Asian one could be like Japan, Philippines, Malaysia, Australia is included in there as well. So, but there's going to be a fan lottery for it, so that you can't, it's not going to be like a Ticketmaster thing where it's, if you're the fan club, which the fan club thing is a crock of shit anyways, but it's going to, but we're only going to talk about the Northern Hemisphere, the North American cruise. So this is the one that us guys are going to be going on. So we get cabins on this. We're like pumped up. So what's going to happen is we're going to sail from Miami, and then one of the ports of call is going to be Nassau, and then the second one is going to be whatever cruise line it is going to be one of their private islands. Okay? So what's going to happen on this cruise is there's going to be 10 other bands, and it's funny too. And I won't say the band, but Aaron picked our gym song for today, and it's going to be one of the bands that is going to also be on this cruise. You can't just have Maiden. You got to give these guys a break. They got to relax, chill, maybe come out and don't be a dick, people. If you're on any cruise, Kiss cruise, wrestling cruise, Monsters of Rock cruise, if you see the dudes from the bands around, just say, hey, what's up, or whatever. Don't bother them when they're fucking eating or anything like that. Just be cool, and they'll be cool. So the other bands that are going to be on this cruise are Accept, Armored Saint, and each band is going to do 2 sets on the boat as well. Or if they only do one on the boat, I'll talk about that in a little bit. So we got Accept, Armored Saint, King Diamond / Merciful Fate. So one show is going to be King Diamond show. The other show is going to be Merciful Fate show. Wasp, Tokyo Blade. I got to throw a little lesser band in there. to give a little love. And I gave a little love for my fellow podcast guys here. We got Lizzie Borden's going to play also as well. Black Label Society is going to play. Ice Nine Kills is going to play. And KK's Priest is going to play as well. So I don't want to put Priest on the boat, you know. And also Queensryche is on the boat too. I forgot to type them in, but they're going to be on there. And I may guest on one of the songs for them. You never know. So... And it's cool too because I think Ice Nine Kills. I think that would be a good chance for them to get some like more like older like metal fans to check them out. So what Maiden is going to do, there's going to be, and I'm stealing this right off the Kiss Cruise. There's going to be an acoustic sail away show. So I picked a set list for songs that I thought would translate pretty cool for an acoustic set, and then there's going to be 2 indoor shows, and they're going to be 2 totally different set lists for those. So, and of course, like on the cruises, they'll simulcast on the TVs and shit the opposite show that you don't get to go to. So the acoustic sail away show for me is going to open up with Wicker Man. Then they're going to do Darkest Hour from Shinjitsu, Revelations, Fate's Warning from that's on Fear of the Dark. The Talisman from Final Frontier, Strange World. Now, Paul Di'Anno is going to come out and sing the vocals for that one. And then they're going to do Prodigal Son from Killers. Paul Di'Anno is also going to sing. So then they're going to do Lord of the Flies. Blaze Bailey's going to come out and sing that one. Because we're going to give Bruce a little break on this one, because he's going to be doing a lot of singing this week. And then we're going to do this song to get it the fuck out of the way. Can I Play with Madness? So we don't have to hear it electric. Going to do Afraid to Shoot Strangers. I think that would translate friggin' fantastic acoustically. Flash of the Blade from Power Slave, and then the final song on the pool deck show is going to be Children of the Damned. So I think that would be really cool. Everybody gets all rocked up, and then they have different bands rotated in and out. There may even be some little lesser bands, maybe a couple tribute bands on the boat just to fill the space on the boat.
No Journeyman, huh?
No Journeyman. I forgot about that. All right, maybe they'll do the Journeyman too. Dylan yells it out from the crowd. And then
it's your only acoustic song.
And then you can do it. And then they do it. Okay, we'll give you Journey. You know what? I never even thought of that song, Dylan. That shows you how much I like it.
What a sub-Maiden fan you are.
Honest to God, I never thought of that. So then, first theater show, they're going to open up with Sea of Madness. Absolutely fucking love that song. I talked about that before. Gangland from Number the Beast. Paul Di'Anno's going to come out. They're going to do Killers and Wrathchild and Charlotte the Harlot. So they're going to do the 22 Acacia Avenue right after that. Bruce is going to come out. So they're going to do part 1 of Charlotte the Harlot, part 2, 22 Acacia Avenue. Then Bruce and Blaze are going to trade off vocals on Sign of the Cross. And then Bruce is going to go off, and then Blaze is going to do Lightning Strikes Twice from Virtual 11. Bruce comes back on. No More Lies. The Duelist. Fallen Angel from Brave New World. If you're not familiar with that song, it is a fantastic fucking deep track. That is the one, Aaron, that I think that they should have did from Brave New World on that tour rather than The Mercenary. It's such a more of a heavy, like, rockin' song. Absolutely love it. Dance of Death, and then they're going to close the set with Iron Maiden, and all 3 singers are going to come out and close up the set with Iron Maiden. So number 2 show is going to be open up with Prowler, but Bruce is going to sing it. And then we're going to do a little Judas Be My Guide. We're going deep on some of these tracks here. Wasted Years they're going to do, but Adrian Smith is going to sing it. Blaze Bailey's going to come out, and he's going to sing Future Real. Then Man on the Edge, Bruce is going to sing a duet with him on that one as well. Then they're going to do one of my favorite B-sides that this song, I don't know how they didn't put it on the album. They're going to do Total Eclipse, the extra track from Number of the Beast sessions. Paul Di'Anno's going to come out. He's going to sing Phantom of the Opera. And then Dylan's favorite, Innocent Exile. And then we're going to do a little Run to the Hill. We're going to do a couple little hittier things here. Run to the Hills, Fear of the Dark, Where Eagles Dare, and Blood Brothers. And then they're going to do Running Free. And then all 3 singers are also going to come out and sing on that. So then what we're going to do on the private island, there's going to be there's going to be 2 stages set up. There's going to be a band opening up in the morning. I haven't decided who's going to do that yet. But Maiden's going to play 3 different sets, but they're going to be spaced out. So they're not not spaced out, ripped up, but spaced out time-wise. And so the first set is going to start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they're going to do, and they're short sets too. There's like 6 songs in 2 of the sets and 7 songs in the other set. And you'll see why once we get going here. And I'll tell you what, I'd be drunk as a motherfucker on this cruise here. Can you imagine if this was real? So maybe Rod, when he listens, he will see this, and then he'll maybe give me a buzz, and we'll get this fucking thing going here. After the Senjutsu back in time thing, whatever they're calling it. And so the first set's going to be Quicker, Be Dead, Writing on the Wall, because we were a little bit light on the Senjutsu stuff in the first couple sets there. Tail Gunner they're going to play next, and then they're going to do one song that I don't know. They had a video for this song, but I don't know why they never played it live. The Thin Line Between Love and Hate from Brave New World. Fantastic deep track. Like I said, they had a video for it, but they never played it live. The Prisoner, and then we're going to get the epic maiden of all epics, Empire of the Clouds. Is going to close out that first set. So then they're going to take a break till 4:30. Bander 2 is going to play in between. Set number 2, and Aaron, I don't know why you guys rag on this song. I want to kill you guys when you say it. We're opening up this set with Heaven Can Wait, Public Enema number 1, and then we're going to do everyone's favorite Maiden song. They're going to come out and play Quest for Fire. And people are going to love it. That is like the one Maiden song that people love to fucking hate. But I like it. You take the dinosaur thing out of it, it's a fun song. Come on, people. Iron Maiden, they're fun. Murders in the Rue Morgue will be next. And then they're going to play the only co-penned Nico McBrain song, New Frontier, that I know Dylan's not a fan of. And then they're going to do the second last track on Senjutsu. They're going to do The Parchment, which is fantastic. I think that song has one of Bruce's most amazing vocal performances on there. Listen to the last 4 minutes of that song. He literally sings for 3 minutes fucking straight in that last part of that song. Absolutely amazing. I don't even, honestly, that would be, in my opinion, one of the hardest songs for Maiden to pull off live. I mean, just for Bruce alone vocally. Just insane. So then that wraps up set number 2. Then set number 3, they wait till it's just getting dark. So I love when you see shows with bands that you usually see in arenas and playing at night. I love when you get to see them play during the day. I always love that. They're going to open up set number 3 with Back in the Village from Power Slave. Then they're going to do one of Dylan's favorites, The Red and the Black. And then they're going to come out and do one of my personal favorites, Ghost of the Navigator. And they're going to do one of Aaron's favorite songs. I don't know if it is or not. I'm just saying this. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. And then they're going to do one of my ultimate Maiden favorite songs. You know I got to put this in there, Dylan. What song?
Oh my God. Revelations?
No, I already said that. Holy Smoke.
Holy Smoke.
Got to do Holy Smoke.
Fucking
love that song. And then they're going to do Number the Beast. And then you got to end the Maiden cruise with Hallowed Be Thy Name. So that's my Maiden cruise. Does anybody want to come with us? The fan lottery starts in January, so the creators are already in. So we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can sneak you on, put you in a fucking suitcase or something. So, what'd you think, Dylan?
Do you know how expensive that cruise would be for people to go on with all those bands?
They're Maiden.
That's
people will pay.
Yeah, people will pay, but you're gonna get the 1% Maiden fans getting on that cruise.
That's why it's gonna be a fan lottery.
Yeah, you gotta have the Hamilton lottery where you can get a ticket for $5 type of deal.
Well, I don't think you're gonna go on the Maiden cruise for $5.
Well, not $5, but the equivalent of that, $1,000 or $100 or whatever. I don't know, but it's an involved cruise. That you kind of gave something for everybody. There's not really anything that I think anybody would be upset about because there's so much variety. You really gave a good kind of hodgepodge of everything, which I think there's going to be a little piece of the action for every kind of Maiden fan, which I think people will be appreciative of. Yeah, I'm surprised you missed the Journeyman, but
I did. That, I that totally did not even enter my head at all.
Other than that, it was a very cool Dream Maiden conglomerate of shows. I'm gonna even peg you on that because I thought this was a Maiden dream show. That's multiple shows.
It's the Iron Maiden concert experience. That's why I said experience.
Oh, okay. So you did it so that you could.
I did it so you could interpret it any way you wanted to.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. I'll say it's not illegal. It's frowned upon. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But
well, don't be, because look at all the songs you get to see.
Good shows.
maybe they'll even do Coma Style Amigos for you.
Yeah,
they'll do that. They'll do that in the lounge later on.
Blaze is on the cruise, so why not pull him out? Have them do it.
Do a cool acoustic version of it.
Brutal. What'd you think, Aaron?
Well, it's pretty spectacular, dude. I mean, what, did you have like 80 songs there?
I don't know. Yeah. What songs did we not play? Let's get
There's
that
a lot
that
I left out. There's a lot
that play there. Why did you just have them play like every album in order all the way through? No, that's pretty cool. Really, I didn't think that was exactly what you were getting at when you told me what this was going to be about. But yeah, no, that's pretty spectacular. I'd love to go. I probably couldn't afford it though.
Exactly. The
I'll make sure you guys can get on the boat.
I can't afford the Kiss cruise. Never mind something this spectacular for Maiden.
The rent is too damn high.
But I think Maiden would, honestly, if they did one, I think they would keep it reasonable.
I think they would too.
I really do.
You got scalpers.
Imagine you can't scalp cruise tickets. You can't scalp a cruise.
I don't know how cruise tickets work.
But imagine the merch they would have for that. Imagine the shirts. It would be fucking crazy. I mean, God, they do a special shirt for almost every goddamn show they do. Imagine what they would do if they had a whole cruise to do stuff with. Man, they'd have to get Derek Riggs out of the mental asylum to do some shit for this.
And all those other bands, holy moly, dude.
It'd be like metal overload. You'd come out, you would definitely need your earplugs for the show because you'd be deaf coming off that fucking boat.
Yeah.
All right, and Dylan, you came up next in the rotation, and then after yours is done, Aaron's got a cool gem song first, but go ahead, Dylan, what do you got?
Yeah, like Maiden is currently going to be doing, I did a show based around, going back in time. I called it the Time Machine Tour, just like Rush took a beast. You know that most times when I'm doing a set list for this, I like doing the full catalog, and that's exactly what I did with this one. I picked, for the most part, 2 songs from each album, and we went from the very most recent album, Senjutsu, all the way down. I kind of set it into, 2 parts where it's it's an evening with Maiden, of course, where, the first half of the set is, one part, and I'll tell you when the break is, but there's basically, 2 sets, one night, 2 sets, and then an encore. So, yeah, the show starts off, you kind of, it's kind of a blank thing. There's some stuff going on. You can hear the band kind of tuning up with the Time Machine, the titular song from the show. And Bruce kind of comes out of a time machine from the movie adaptation from H.G. Wells, that came out in the early 2000s. And kind of going there, and he kind of explains to the crowd after that we're going to take a tour through Maiden's past and stuff like that. But before we get to the past, we have to get to the the present, and goes into Darkest Hour because that's my favorite song off of Senjutsu. Then we move on to the songs from Book of Souls. We go with Death or Glory, get a little swing going, very fun. And then If Eternity Should Fail, going back to kind of the Aztec type things with the Book of the Souls and stuff like that. Then the setting changes to the Satellite 15 kind of situation, and we go into Coming Home, fun song, a nice good sing along with the crowd. Then we of course go to El Dorado. We're back with the Spanish conquests and stuff like that. And then he's like, we're going to drop the atom bomb on you with Brighter Than a Thousand Suns. Of course, we get the kind of the World War II aesthetic going for the Matter of Life and Death songs, and of course we go into the Pilgrim next. Not of course, but that's what I'm going into in this one. And then the stage kind of turns red, and that we get some kind of party goers on stage as Dance of Death happens. fantastic title track from there. And then we're back in the trenches for Passchendaele. You know, we're doing a lot of war songs in this. They have a lot of war songs, so it's good for the time topic. From Passchendaele, we go into we see a giant statue of Eddie appear and light a fire behind the drums as the Wicker Man starts up. Classic song from their reuniting album, Brave New World. Then we go into another great sing-along, Blood Brothers. You know, you kind of have to play that if you're doing some songs from Brave New World. But then Bruce is like, we're going to go back to the future again for Future Real, because great song off of, Virtual 11. But then we go into the Klansmen, going back to the past to deal with some of the Scots, some of the Celts. We didn't do Death of a Celt, so we're doing the Klansmen. But then we go into Sign of the Cross, of course, one of the few songs that Bruce does from the Blaze era. And, of course, the other song off of X Factor, Man on the Edge. A briefcase, a lunch, and a man on the edge. And then, of course, we're going to be closing out the first set with Twofer from Fear of the Dark. We do Be Quick or Be Dead. And then we end the first set with Fear of the Dark. I thought that was a really solid, set one closer, because it's such an epic song and it's a fan favorite. So that kind of puts the intermission down. Everybody can go get their popcorn, take a piss after that 18-song blistering set. And then we open up set 2 with Holy Smoke from No Prayer for the Dying. I thought that was a really cool opener for the show, for the second set. And then we go into Bringing Your Daughter to the Slaughter, because I love that song. I like this version better than the Bruce version that was featured in the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm
that's
Street
kind of
movie.
rough. That's a rough listen.
Yeah. Then we go to Moonchild from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, followed by The Evil That Men Do. The good that men do is often interred with their bones, but the evil that men do lives on. And then, of course, going into Somewhere in Time, just like Maiden's going to be doing on their tour, we, of course, have to do Wasted Years. Adrian's going to share the vocals in the chorus with Bruce. And then we go into Heaven Can Wait, another great sing-along, getting the people up on the stage. Dad, you could be there if you want.
I will be there.
I will say that I pictured the show being at the Hammersmith Apollo, because I think that's such a cool classic venue, like a classic British venue. And if we're doing a tour through Maiden's past, I thought that England would be the best place to do it. Of course, after Heaven Can Wait, we're going to go into Power Slave with 2 Minutes to Midnight, picking up the pace again, but then going into the title track of Power Slave. I think that's such a cool track, and it goes with the theme of the going back in time. But then Bruce is going to go, if you're going to die... If you're gonna die, die with your boots on. And then Die With Your Boots On comes on. Throw in a little curveball here and put into Tame a Land, because we're getting towards the end of the set, so, we're getting to the more epic songs. And then I had to do 3 songs from Number of the Beast to close out the second set. Of course, the Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, and then ending the main set with Hallowed Be Thy Name. I think that's a perfect, close of the set type of thing. But then the band comes back out for an encore of 4 songs, 2 songs from their first 2 albums each. Of course, they're coming back in with Rothschild, a nice quick re-enter song for them to do. And then I also threw myself a bone by having them do Innocent Exile from Killers, because Innocent Exile is fantastic. And then they end the show with 2 for a Phantom of the Opera and their titular song Iron Maiden, because you have to end an Iron Maiden retrospective with the song that they named their band after. I feel like you always have to do it. So that's my journey through time with my Iron Maiden set, the evening with Iron Maiden. Aaron, what did you think?
Again, pretty spectacular. You're running through the entire history of the band's career. You spread it out evenly over all the albums. Really cool. It's funny, when we get to mine, I have a similar kind of vibe to what you did. It's different, but it's a similar kind of thing. And what you did is kind of what I thought this was supposed to be, Steve. And then
now, you should know better by now.
The Maiden Fest or whatever it is that you got going. But no, I think that's great. You pick some songs, Dylan, that some I don't like, but that's just because there's certain albums that I like and then there's certain albums that I like and certain albums that I don't like. But I would definitely go see that show for sure. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Awesome. What'd you think, Dad?
Awesome. And before I get into yours, I forgot to tell you what I called mine. It's called the Maiden Voyage.
Oh, there you go.
The Iron Maiden Cruise.
Of course, they can only call it that the first cruise. Huh? They can only call it that the first cruise.
The Maiden Voyage 2 will be Asia, and Maiden Voyage 3 will be Europe. Yeah, I like it. I like the feel of the going back, starting at the end and going to the beginning. Some bold choices too. Holy smoke, awesome! Thanks for picking that for your old man here. Heaven Can Wait, absolutely love it. That is my Iron Maiden dream, to be up on that stage and do the whoas with them. I'd probably just like pass out right before it was time to go on. I'd fucking miss it. The Pilgrim, that was one. That was a bold choice. That's a deep track. And God, I haven't listened to that song in freaking forever. Glad you picked Innocent in Exile as well. I figured you would have that in your set as well. And you did hit on a lot of the the popular ones, like the ones people know. Blood Brothers, that's a song that they've thrown back into the set now. They've dropped For the Greater Good of God, I think, is one of the songs they dropped, and they've added Blood Brothers. What else we got here? Passchendaele, awesome. That's a friggin' fantastic song. And I tried to keep a lot of epic songs out of mine. That's what I was not kill these guys. You know what I mean? Klansman.
I could have added Empire of the Clouds, but
the
set's already.
That's why there was the break in between the first and second set. But wouldn't it be just epic to see that though? That would just amazing.
I would love for them to play that
with the piano and everything like that. They could just like. They could use the background, because remember they put out the single for the 12-inch single for that. They could use that as the backdrop. You know what I mean? That would be very cool to do. And I knew you were going to pick Brighter Than a Thousand Suns. That's one you always go for. And Coming Home was a little kind of surprise for me there as well for you. And I knew you were going to pick Death or Glory, because I know you like the swing of that one. And Darkest Hour is just friggin' fantastic. And I liked it. I would absolutely go check that show out. So before we move on, Aaron, you got our gym song. What do you got for us today, buddy?
I do. Actually, this is one of your opening acts on your cruise, Steve. And the reason why I picked this is because this band is on tour, currently on tour in the U.S. I think it's been like 20 years since they've toured the U.S., and I am going to see them next month.
Are you?
I am, got my tickets already. I want to see them in Boston. I am really, really excited to see Merciful Fate. It'll be the first time I've ever seen Merciful Fate or King Diamond. So I'm picking Curse of the Pharaohs off of the Melissa album. It's a classic song. I think a lot of people will know that because Metallica played a little bit of that in that medley that they did on Garage Inc. Actually, I really like that a lot. I like that medley that they did. I think they just called it Merciful Fate.
Yeah.
And they played a snippet of Curse of the Pharaohs. So that's going to be my pick, Curse of the Pharaohs by Merciful Fate.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed Curse of the Pharaohs by Merciful Fate. And I believe they will play that song on the Iron Maiden cruise. I think I may request, since Aaron picked it, that they open up with that. So great song though. And Aaron, you said you have tickets for these guys coming up, right?
I do. Yep.
Awesome. I got to see if they're probably sold out. I think Philly's the closest show. I have to look into that. But I think they might be actually playing when we're on the Kiss cruise. Because I think I'd looked and they were playing while we're on the boat, or something else is going on. But I'll have to look just to make sure. So we'll get into our hidden gems now, and we'll see what's Dylan got this week.
My hidden gem is an album that was released back in 2018, but I think it's only gotten on streaming in the past couple weeks. It's Alice Cooper doing a reunion with the original Alice Cooper band. Did a live album live from the AstroTurf. It was recorded in 2015 at Good Records in Dallas, Texas, and it's cool. It's like an intimate audience. You could hear them specifically. Ryan Roxy's filling in for Glenn Buxton since he passed away. But it's a really good, tight set list. The set list looks massive on like Apple Music, but that's only because they have the banter as separate tracks, which is great. If you want to skip the banter, you can just go right to the tracks. But like songs like Caught in a Dream, Michael Bruce on vocals with that one, really great. Be My Lover, classic. 18, Isn't My Body, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Under My Wheels, School's Out, and Elected. So it's a fantastic short 8-song set list of classic Alice Cooper songs. And the band sounds great. They sound fantastic. And Alice does too. I highly recommend it. Live from the AstroTurf.
That's cool. And when I first saw that, I'm like, oh, cool, an Alice thing. And then I look at the picture, and the one guy that is, as our friends Tom and Zeus would say, is not a handsome man. I thought it was Chuck Garrick, and I'm like, and then I look and I can see Ryan Roxy, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I thought the one guy was Kane Roberts. I'm like, you can't even tell me that they put out a live album with Kane Roberts on it already, and they didn't fucking do it with Nita Strauss. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Dylan's like, huh?
They put out a live album with
No, but I mean, yeah, well, they did. That's true. But I'm like, why didn't they? Like, I was like, why isn't Nita Strauss on this? Like, they Kane Roberts, like, after he's in the band for like 3 weeks, they put a fucking album out. But then Dylan calmed me down. It wasn't that band. Ryan Roxy was filling in. So, but I still have to check it out though. But the set list is very cool. And Aaron, what do you got?
Well, I think you guys talked about this a little bit on the podcast before, but it's the band as it is called Classic 78. They put out an album last year called Phantoms. Now, I don't even think you can stream this thing. I think you can only buy it on, like on iTunes or wherever it is that you get your music, wherever you buy your music from. But it's really amazing that it really sounds like a lost Kiss album from the 70s. The two guys that Tom Higgins, I guess he plays bass and does the Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley vocals, and he sounds uncannily like both of those guys. And Joe McGinnis does the Paul Stanley. He sounds like Paul Stanley, and Charlie Benanti from Anthrax is drumming on it. But the songs are well written. It sounds like songs that the guys would have, that Kiss would have written in the 70s. Just I don't know. I think Tom and Zeus on Charlotte Loudcast did interviewed the guys in the band recently on their podcast about this. But no, it's really great. If you're a Kiss fan, I know we all are here, you got to pick it up because it's just amazing to me. It's Phantoms by Classic 78.
Yeah, I picked that up, and they were on Tom and Zeus's show, but I think Charlie just drums on the new one. I don't think he's on the first two. They did like a side one, side two kind of thing. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time getting into it. I don't know if that Kiss gene in me is broke, no pun intended, but I don't know. I have to listen to it some more. For some reason, I have it in my head that I don't like it. I do like it, but I have in my head that for some reason I can't get into it. I do have to check it out some more. I did buy all of them because I think that the first 1 and 2 I think used to be on streaming, but then they're gone. But I purchased them on iTunes, but for some reason I can't find them in my library. But the new one, I think you can only get it on the CD, and I did order it. I mean they were great because it came like right away. So I do have to delve into that a little more. Have you checked the new stuff out, Dylan, or no?
I have it. I haven't been.
So I have the
gotten a
CD
chance
right
to.
up there if you want to take it and check it out.
Okay.
So, very cool. And for me, I was looking around the other night. I got home. My wife was out, and I'm looking for something to watch because I didn't want to watch any of the shows that we're currently watching. And, because how that goes, being married, you don't want to get ahead of the shows that you're watching with your spouse because that could mean instantaneous death for you or a week of cold shoulder. So I just kind of zipping around through Amazon Prime. And I saw this one, and I love to watch, like, rock documentaries, but I hadn't seen this one. I'd seen it, but I hadn't watched it. And it's the Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police. It's based on the book from Andy Summers, One Train Later, his biography. And it's really cool. I'll tell you what, I mean, I know it's not rock or hard rock or metal, but it is rock. But it's cool, and it actually starts with them getting back together. I think it's like 2012 it came out, so it was like 2008 or 2009. So like it literally starts with them getting back together, and then it goes through, and it goes back, and then it goes back into the present when it was made. It's really well done. It shows I mean, if you're a fan of the Police, because Aaron, I know you guys have done Police albums on R4.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you had seen it or not, but it's really good. It's really well done. And Andy Summers still is apparently a photography nut. So he has literally hundreds, probably thousands of pictures that he took on the road with the Police. Like, there's pictures of the band in the studio. There's pictures of the places they went and the things they've seen. There's like pictures of like naked groupies and shit. And he did this art gallery opening, like, with his photos, and it was really cool. It was like it was neat. It was good to watch. It was a really good watch, and it shows them like how they, kind of Sting kind of started taking over the band and being the out front guy and stuff like that. And there's one interview where they show on, I think it's MTV, and I think maybe Nina Blackwood is there interviewing them or something like that, and like, they like almost start like fighting on the thing. Like, Stewart like throws food at Sting and Sting throws it back, and they like literally take off chasing each other. Looks like they're gonna beat the fuck out of one another. And then Andy Summers is kind of sitting there. Well, I guess the interview's over. Like, because like you could tell they were pissed. But it was really cool. A good watch. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes maybe, so it's a good quick watch. But it is cool. It shows. Shows them in the studio, which shows a lot of old concert footage and stuff. So definitely check that out. So that's our hidden gems. Aaron's got Classic 78, the band. Check them out. If you're a Classic Kiss fan, you definitely want to check them out. Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police, for me, documentary on Amazon Prime. And then Dylan's got the Alice Cooper Live from the AstroTurf album that came out. It was from 2018.
That's when it was originally released. They recorded it in
2015. Okay. Yeah, so check that out. I still haven't got I have it in my library, but I still haven't got a chance to check it out. So
I believe it's also a DVD, so you might be able to actually watch it as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Maybe they'll put it on Amazon Prime or something one of these days or something. That'd be very cool to see.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but it's like in a like a studio type environment, though, right?
It's in like a record store.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. All right. So there's our gems, and Aaron's got the last list today. What do you got, buddy? He's going to give us the wow factor.
All right. So I approached this like say Maiden was doing a quote unquote farewell tour today. Like, say they were going to really retire, and we're just going to stick with the catalog that they have. They're not going to put out any more albums. This is going to be like a last hurrah. And so in that respect, it's sort of like what Dylan's talking about, like a retrospective kind of thing. But I didn't pull songs from every single album, and I tried to make it like a quote unquote normal length show, because I only have 20 songs. So I designed this like a tour. The tour is going to be called The Gods and Munsters, and it's broken up into 5 separate like sections, and the songs are grouped together with like a theme in each section. So you're in the arena, the house lights go down, you hear UFOs, Doctor Doctor, and when that ends, everything goes black, and then the arcane section begins. And by arcane, I mean like songs that kind of have like a mystical, spooky kind of theme to it. So the very first thing you hear is "Woe to you," and then they start with the Number of the Beast, and they hit the stage, and the lights go up, and everything, and there's a lot of red. Now, usually Maiden has those like backdrops in the back that they, I don't know, like they have like these, I don't know, they have like a whole like list of backdrops that they move, they slide over for each song. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're just the curtains they run right across.
They're dropping some dough on this because instead of the backdrops, you've got a video screen. So like the whole thing is like video screened and projecting on those two. On each side, you've got those two like walls where where Bruce runs around on the back there, because the set design on their tours is kind of similar. They just put stuff over it to whatever the theme is. If it's like a Seventh Son tour. So these are going to be like video screens, so they can project anything that they want. So during the Number of the Beast, you might see like a lot of flames and like maybe like shadows like dancing around. Maybe you'll see like Eddie with a puppet, puppet with the Satan puppet. All this stuff is going on while the song is playing, and then like real fire, flash pots will be exploding for it. So the Number of the Beast opens the show. Bruce is going all out on this tour too because he's going to have multiple costume changes. And they're also going to have multiple Eddies appear because it's sort of like like the final thing. So you're going to see a lot of different Eddies. So when Bruce comes out, he's wearing like a hood, like robes, like a black robe, like a druid kind of thing, with a hood on it that he wears. So when Number of the Beast comes out, this is what he's wearing for this arcane section. So Number of the Beast wraps up, and then the video screens all change up, and you're transported back to ancient Egypt. You see a pyramid in the backdrop behind the drum kit, and you'll see like mummies and things like that, and you hear that like that wind sign, and power. They go into Power Slave. Bruce puts on that mask that he wears for Power Slave over. He takes the hood down. He's wearing the mask. He's dancing around doing his thing. So the band does Power Slave. When Power Slave wraps up, then it gets all dark again, and then you see behind him, you see these like giant wall of pipes going up into going up onto the backdrop, onto the the back video screen, and they launch into Phantom of the Opera. And Bruce sings a Phantom of the Opera, and it goes off really well. And this is where the first Eddie appears, and he's like the classic. How he appears on Number of the Beast the first, white T-shirt, blue jeans. He's carrying a hatchet like he's got on Killers, and he comes walking around on stage. He does, probably fucking around with over on the side with oh Jesus, wow. You know what I'm talking about. And he's fighting with the guitars with Yannick. Jesus, I forgot Yannick's name. This is not starting off well. But he's fighting with Yannick. He's trying to stab him with a hatchet and all that. And so Phantom of the Opera is the next one, and then to close out the arcane section, they bring out an acoustic guitar. Yannick starts playing the intro to the Book of Souls, and then behind them you see like Mayan ruins, and you see like there's jungle themed on the video screens, and so they finish out with the title track of Book of Souls. That finishes up, and the arena goes black again, and then you hear like waves, like crashing waves, or like you're in the middle of the ocean, and we go into what I'm calling the nautical section. And when the lights go up, the video screens have you'll see like old-timey ships in the background and things like that, and they go right into Ghost of the Navigator, which is my favorite track on Brave New World. And Bruce comes out, and he's wearing sort of like an old school pirate outfit, like Jack Sparrow or something like that. He's got the pirate boots, and I don't know if he's wearing the hat or not. He's probably wearing a hat at first, but he probably like chuck it off at some point when he's really getting into it. But he's wearing that kind of outfit where he's looking like like an old school, old timey pirate. And they play through Ghost of the Navigator, and then after that, I know this next song isn't like nautical, but it has the word sea in it, and I love Sea of Madness, so they go right into that off of Somewhere in Time. And after they play that, they go right into Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I've never seen Maiden in concert play this live, so I would be really excited to see this. It's one of their great big epic songs. It was the epic song for them. Kind of still is, really. And in this one, the second Eddie comes out. It's a new Eddie we've never seen before. He's a pirate Eddie, and he comes out. And he's got he's carrying a cutlass, and he's got the big pirate hat and the whole pirate gear, and he's going to go fight Yannick some more on the side of the stage and stuff like that, walking around. So that's our second Eddie. And after Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is over, then everything goes black again. Then we go into what I'm calling the space-time section. And when the lights come back on, they go into total eclipse, which I think you had in one of your set lists, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
I love that track. And these songs are all kind of like, they have something to do with time or space or, seeing, like that basically what it describes what it's space-time. It has something to do with either space or time. And Bruce is wearing like an 18th century outfit, like a black waistcoat, a black coat, black pants, like he's in the 18th century. Because we were talking like old timey kind of stuff. Total eclipse. Then after total eclipse ends, it goes into the clairvoyant. So we get seventh sun represented, and then for the clairvoyant, like you'll see like that ice landscape across the stage on all the video screens, and that Eddie, that whacked out Eddie that's holding it's holding his entrails in his hand and things like that, and you'll see that, and then when that's done, the guitar synths kick in and they launch into Caught Somewhere in Time. And as that song's playing, the third Eddie comes out, the cyborg Eddie off of the Somewhere in Time album. He looks like, the bounty hunter, Blade Runner kind of thing. He's walking around, he's got his little guns there. He's going to shoot. And so that's going to end the space-time section. That's the 10th track. And now the show is halfway over. Then we go into what we call the war zone section, and then you hear you hear bombs going off, machine gun fire, all this stuff, and then you hear the planes, and then you hear Churchill's speech, and there'll be like a big thing on the video screen. You actually see Churchill, and they'll maybe they even CGI it, him like giving the speech. I don't even know if there's footage of it, but him giving the speech, and then they go right into Aces High. Bruce comes out. He's got the bomber jacket on. He's got the aviator hat on. And they're running around, like he does for the Legacy of the Beast, and running around. They play Aces High, and as soon as they're done with Aces High, Bruce keeps all the aviator because they go right into Tail Gunner. They kind of so they sort of like feed off of each other. Aces High and then Tail Gunner. When Tail Gunner's done, then we get out of the sky and we get onto the ground. And then you hear bombs and things going off again, the machine gun fire, and they launch into The Longest Day off of A Matter of Life and Death. I love that track. And Bruce will take off the bomber jacket and the aviator hat, and he'll be in like a World War II soldier outfit, running around. And then for The Longest Day, the fourth and the last Eddie comes out, and he's also wearing a soldier outfit. He's carrying a Lee Enfield rifle, he's fighting on the battlefield. I don't know. He'll shoot at Yannick, because he's always picking on Yannick when he goes out there. And after The Longest Day, then they go right into the Trooper. And Bruce he's going to throw his red coat on. He's going to wave the Union Jack at the crowd, and crowd's really getting into it. Everybody loves the Trooper. So, and once that's done, they're going to go into Iron Maiden. It's not a Warzone song, but it's going to close out the main set. So they do it. You have to have it. They got to play it. I think it's a song they played in almost every show they've ever done. It's their theme song. So they play Iron Maiden and they close it out, and the arena goes black again. So now we got to go into the two encores. And the first encore, for both encores, Bruce is just going to wear like his regular outfit. Like maybe his like a black T-shirt or his black leather pants or whatever it is that he wears, or vest, whatever it is that he wears these days, like his normal concert clothing for these encores, because these are all going to be heavy hitters. It's going to start right off with "Hallowed Be Thy Name." That's the first thing you, before even the lights come up, you hear that dun 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 dun, dun, and then and they'll have like one spotlight on Bruce singing like in the middle of the stage, and as it builds and more lights come on, and and then you'll see like behind them, you'll see like the Hangman's Noose and on video screens, and each track that you hear, the video screen is going to correspond to it. Like either they'll show like the album cover thing or an animated Eddie or something like that. They're really going all out on this. And then once "Hallowed Be Thy Name" is done, they go right into "Fear of the Dark." These are all, like I said, these are all heavy hitters to close out the show. The "Fear of the Dark" actually is not one of I'm not a huge fan of the song, to be honest with you, or I wasn't. I didn't care for this song at all until I saw it live, and with the crowd getting into it, in the beginning. It totally changed how I viewed the song. At first I was like, this song is kind of, I don't know, this song is not that good. But now once I've seen it live, I really dig it. So you got to have it. They play it. Now they play it at every show. They must love that pop with the crowd singing it back to them like that. So they do the Fear of the Dark thing, and you'll see the tree Eddie in the background. Not on the stage, but on the video screens and things like that. And then once that's done, this is the only one of the encores that's a little bit different, and they're going to go into Hell on Earth off of Senjutsu. And the reason why I picked this one is it's like the final. If this is their farewell tour, it's the final song off the final album, and that song kind of has that not that they're done, but it has that like ending feel to it. I think it's a really strong track. I love that song. So they are going to end the first encore with that, and then it's going to be a brief pause, and the second encore. I think this is going to be very similar to you, Dylan, because they come right back and bam, hit you with Wrathchild. Because it's a short song. They're gonna punch you in the mouth with it, and they're gonna end the concert with the 20th track, and end their final show or their final tour with "Run to the Hills." I just think that's a perfect ending concert song. Everything, because the crowd will be all hyped, and even the way it ends, it's got the trash can ending, and Bruce, he'll really yell it out at the very end, as much as he can. Now, what is he, 60 something now by now, right? And like I said, the backgrounds, video screens will do all this stuff. Explosions will go off. It'll be a huge production for this last song because it's the big send off. Boom, everything blows up and it's over. So there it is, Gods and Monsters. I hope I described it right.
Yeah, that is a very epic show. I love the theming. The theming is fantastic. That's the thing that I think really drew me to your set list because it's so cool seeing the songs categorized like that because like you don't realize how many songs fit into certain categories until you see it like that, and I really thought that was super creative and super awesome to do as like one of their last, like if their last tour. I think that's a really cool way to do it. I thought your song choices were fantastic. Just like with everybody, you kind of hit something for everybody, and ending with "Run to the Hills." Yeah, that's if you're gonna open the show with "Number of the Beast," and "Run to the Hills" is a really good closer. I think that's a good bookend to have what I think is their best album as the start and end of the concert.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely kick-ass show. I would go to this, and let me before I go into my thoughts on this. Just both you guys, do you think that if Iron Maiden said, okay, this is our farewell tour, do you think they would stick to that? What do you think, Aaron?
That's a really good question. I would hope so. I would hope they would have that kind of integrity. The way I feel like they would. I feel like if Steve Harris said, I'm ending the band, Maiden is done, or this is it, I would hope to trust him that he means what he says. Unlike Motley Crue or some of these other bands,
like everyone else,
you kind of know. Yeah, right, sure, right, it's over. I have a feeling that if Steve Harris says this is it, it would be it.
But Aaron, if they signed a contract, they would not come back. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, I think Maiden would probably be like, because I think it's less of a case of like, they're probably more aware of their abilities and like their willingness to go on, and I think Steve Harris is also kind of a stubborn bastard, so like when he says he's done, he's probably done, and what Steve says goes. So.
And Nico's what, 70? How much longer can he do this?
Yeah, I mean,
this endurance,
I've heard. I mean, there's been rumblings in the last couple of years that they already have. I think it's either his or Steve Harris's nephew, George something or other. I think that's what his name is. Almost, kind of geared up to do that. I don't know how true that is or not. But
wow.
I think if they did say this is it, I honestly think that it would be it. But I really think you would get probably out of all of ours, probably something the most similar to your show, Aaron.
Yeah. I agree.
Definitely not mine. And if they do a fucking Maiden cruise, I'll go insane. But I love how you like did the sections. Very cool. And I think it would be fucking crazy if they opened up the show with Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this? What do you think that you need the Woe to You at the beginning, or do you think as soon as Doctor Doctor ends, you get the what do you think? Do you think you need that in that spoken intro? That's the only thing I think that it wouldn't work as a opening thing if you play Doctor Doctor first. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I think it would work better, like, because like you get the end of Doctor Doctor, then someone talks, and then you know what I mean. But you do get that with the Churchill thing too. So
yeah, and
so,
with If Eternity Should Fail.
Right. So okay, just forget I said that now that because I got thinking there, but I like it because I like everything's mixed up. You have some of my favorite things in there. And Aaron, also I am with you 100%. Ghost of the Navigator is my ultimate favorite song on Brave New World. Absolutely fucking love that. Power Slave is great. I love the how you described. I love that when he does that mask with the feathers and shit on it. When he does Power Slave, fucking fantastic. And I think Phantom of the Opera is like a really cool song after that. Very cool. Book of Souls. You kind of threw me a little curveball on that one for Book of Souls. I do like that though because I like that's another song that has like the build in it. Friggin' fantastic. Sea of Madness. You know my feelings on Sea of Madness. Oh yeah. Rhyme is awesome. Total Eclipse. Yes, I'm with you 1,000,000% on that. Why that was not on Number of the Beast, I have no fucking idea. I mean, I'm not even saying knock Gangland off. Just add it in there. Throw it the fuck in there somewhere. You know what I mean? It's not like it would have went over whatever time would have been for an album. Caught Somewhere in Time. You caught me off guard with that one too. That's cool. Tail Gunner. I would love to see that one live. That's a great song. Longest Day, fantastic song. And one thing that you mentioned too, which I think would, even now work fantastic for Maiden, would be to do, but I mean, everyone's doing it, but Maiden could do it in a way that would be even better than what's out there, the video screens. Because just think what you could do. Look at the Legacy of the Beast, the game. You could do scenes for the songs with animated Eddie on these screens. It would be fucking cool. You could do like the a lead up to, like at the end, Run to the Hills. You could do like remember the 12-inch single, the thing where he's there with the axe and he's fighting the devil on top of that fucking rock. Mm-hmm. Like you could do a build up in the whole song to that and have the end of it like with them at the top of the mountain fighting. It would be fucking fantastic. The ending is, I mean, and I think you're right, and I like how you explained how you're not a huge fan of Fear of the Dark, but like when you saw it live, it clicked. That was the same thing for me with The Evil That Men Do. Didn't care for it at all, and I saw it live, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. I love it. And Aaron, did you know that they're releasing the Beast over Hammersmith on vinyl? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I'll have to look that up because I ordered it, and
that's cool.
I think I ordered off of Metal Edge, and so if I have the link still, I'll send it to you. But I think it's on Metal Edge, like how they have the vinyl now. And it was reasonable. It was a lot less than I thought it was going to be, and that's a fantastic show. And what I was kind of leading up to with that is, I remember the first time I saw Maiden on the Peace of Mind tour when they did Run to the Hills. It had such energy. I mean, you get the energy now, but you had. And there's certain things from that show I remember like it was yesterday. There's certain things that are foggy, but this is one I remember very clearly. Just the energy of them playing that song, the crowd fed off of it, and like when at the end of that song you were like, oh my god, like that was. I mean, I will never see or hear a better version of that than is in my mind. That show that I saw in Allentown in August of 1983. But the version on the Beast over Hammersmith has that similar energy, and I think that's, for me in my mind, as close as I could get, like on a tape or album or whatever, to that. And perfect song to end with. I mean, you got to do "Hallowed Be Thy Name" as an encore. You got to do "Fear of the Dark," and I do like but I like when you get the kick in on "Fear of the Dark." Is just like boom, you know what I mean? You get the crowd going, and awesome show. But I think. Oh, and by the way, when he was doing the pirate, was he wearing the puffy shirt when they doing the pirate outfit?
Of course.
Okay, good. Because he goes, you know what? He wants to be a pirate.
That's right.
Jerry Seinfeld does not, but Bruce Dickinson does. But great set, and definitely doable. But like I said, I like the video screen thing, and I never thought of that, because it was always cool. It's always cool when you see Maiden. You get the backdrop for Number of the Beast, and you get it for Aces High, and all the different ones. And actually, one of the coolest ones, the newest ones, was when they do Where Eagles Dare with the sky car and that shit. Friggin' cool as fuck. But fantastic show. We'll go around. We'll wrap up. We'll do a little crescendo thing here, and Aaron give a plug to R4, and we'll get out of here. But Dylan, you go first, buddy.
I thought everybody had a really fantastic set list, and it's cool that we really had very different ideas of what we wanted from the show. Some similarities, of course. We're always going to have some crossover, but I thought that everybody's idea was very unique and very much a show that I would want to go to, and I don't think I'd be bored at any of these shows. And you could listen to the songs that we talked about on our Spotify playlist of the week. But Aaron, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you on the podcast. You know your stuff. You always bring in a lot of different opinions. Like we were talking Star Wars before the episode began.
We were.
But yeah, this was a really fun time. So great job to both of you.
All right, Aaron, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, this is a great time. I love coming on this show. You guys are always just so much fun to hang with and do these shows. I miss BC and BB. Where are you guys? But this was a lot of fun. You guys' set lists were great. Thanks again for having me. And Ridiculous Rock Record Reviews is the name of the podcast. Each week we just review an album in the rock spectrum. Can be anything from soft rock to death metal. Comes out every Friday. So, I'm sure many of your listeners have checked us out. How many times I've been on this show. So, all right.
All right. Yeah, Aaron, thanks for coming on. Always a blast to have you on, and you knocked it out of the park with the little notice that you had. We had, and it was all on me, you guys. I had a little not a miscommunication, uncommunication with Aaron. I thought I had told him about this show, but I guess I didn't until like 2 days ago. So, Aaron, for that much, notice and stuff, you hit a home run, hit it out of the park. I love listening to R4. I love you. I love your crew. You guys always fun. And even albums that I'm like, why are they doing this? Like, why another Frank Zappa album? But then I always end up listening to it, and I'm like, okay, well, there's some cool shit on there. And but you know what? It's the I don't know if you want to call it the community. It's the just everyone just kind of hanging out, shooting the shit, talking about. And I've always said it too. Sometimes it's even more fun to rip on something than it is to enjoy something. But we're not on here to bullshit anybody about anything, or say you like something when you don't. If you don't like it, you don't freaking like it. There's no sense of throwing it out there. Music is subjective. You can't like everything. You're not going to like everything. And some things hit you a certain way, and some things don't hit you in a way that you wanted it to. And that's how you get disappointed in some albums and songs. But that's what it's all about, though. I love just to talk, and I've been saying it lately. We could do a top 10 or a top 5 or bottom 5. It's just an excuse to talk about the shit that we love. It really is, and just in a different way. And no matter, I don't think we've had a show where someone didn't shit on something. It's not a huge love fest. We don't, there's times when, even shit that I pick, these guys are like, what are you doing here? And that's what it's all about. We're not here to agree all the time. We're not here to, oh, you're the greatest. You know, like if you think it sucks, it sucks. But it's always fun just bringing that out, talking about the stuff we love. It's fantastic. It's our love for this stuff that we do this stuff, and it's always fun. And Aaron, thank you for coming on here again. Always a blast, and I always look forward to you guys. Are my first thing on Friday morning. Listen, R4 come right up in my feed, and there's times where I get up and I'm like, okay, first thing, especially if I'm at work, we don't have anything during the night. Earbuds go in, and I usually have your episode done by the time I leave work in the morning. So always great listening to you guys. Guys, check out the Ridiculous Rock Record Review Show. Aaron and Mike and Ray and Sweet Lou. So check those guys out. Their podcast is fun. They do something different every week. It could be, like you said, it could be Deicide one week and Steely Dan the next. So R4 is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So check those guys out. Guys, thanks for listening, hanging with us. And get out there, listen to an album all the way through next week. And take care of yourselves and each other. And we will see you next time. And there definitely will be a next time. Did you watch the Munsters yet, Aaron?
I have not, and boy, I haven't heard good things about it, so I don't even know if I'm gonna, to be honest with you.
I know, I haven't read one good comment about it. How about you, Dylan?
I haven't watched it yet, but I you know what? I admire him for going completely, like, trying to keep kind of like with the goofiness of the series. I'm sure that it's not the best. Like, I'm not a massive Rob Zombie directing fan to begin with, but it's cool that he tried something different. I'm not gonna be mad at somebody for that.
Okay. I mean, I used to watch the original show when I was a kid.
Yeah,
me too.
But,
okay,
yeah,
Aaron, listen. Addams Family or the Munsters?
I always preferred the Munsters, but I liked the Addams Family too. I liked them both.
Okay.
I don't know if I could say that. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I had to go with the Munsters.
How about you, Dylan?
For me, I really like the Addams Family because the live action movies were coming out like right as I was growing up. So like those movies have like a bigger kind of impact in me. And they did try to do that reboot of the Munsters, 1313 Mockingbird Lane, starring Jerry O'Connell as Herman Munster.
I forgot about that.
But that didn't get off the ground.
That didn't. I remember hearing about it. They never
I
made
don't
it,
remember
though, right?
that at all.
I think it was an unaired pilot, maybe.
Okay, I remember hearing that, but I don't think I've ever seen it. So maybe it's not out there, but I do remember hearing that. And I don't know. I think I like the Munsters better. I like the. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Gomez.
Oh, Gomez is great.
Lily Munster was kind of hot at times too.
Karabi. The cool thing about the Munsters is the theme song.
Or no, Morticia
Adams.
Morticia Adams. Yeah.
The Munsters theme song was used as a sample in the Fall Out Boy song Uma Thurman.
Ah.
So the.
Yeah.
Like that whole.
But they both have very distinctive, and everyone knows their theme songs.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you'll even hear the Addams Family at baseball games. You'll hear,
yeah.
Right. Yep.
Boy, we were right in sync on that one.
Well, thanks for coming to our monster show.
Well, there's only three of us, so we might as well shoot the shit for a little bit.
I could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, I have to check that out. So maybe we'll do a little side thing. Maybe Aaron, why don't you watch it, and then we'll watch it, and then we'll come on. We'll do a bonus episode on the Munsters show.
Follow up with it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
About the Munsters.
We should do that. Hey, it's rock related. It's got Rob Zombie in it. You know what I mean?
Cherry Moon Zombie, of course.
Yeah. Well, you can't get one without the other.
Yeah.
She's got to be in it as well.